Hey, everyone. It is Jane from Your Weight Loss. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day. Hello, Alicia.
Hello, friend.
I mean, I am feeling really good about how we're doing podcasts and how it's way easier than it was for a
I
year.
don't even want to say it out loud.
I know. Is this
You know?
it? Is this and you know what? Like I feel good about it. I feel like this is our system. It's going really well. When I tell people that we do 3 podcasts a week, they just like don't understand how that's possible.
I know. I don't know if everyone knows this, but we also do a Friday solo podcast. Hopefully everyone that listens knows that, right? Because we don't like promote that one as much, but I was just looking at my to-do list and I was like, oh, I pre-recorded 3. I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
excited.
Yeah, no. You doing that? Well, I did 2 the other day and I was like, oh, that's good. Like I'm basically done for October. So yeah, they're fun. And also I think I'm not talking long because obviously when you're on Zoom, you can't see how long you've been talking for. Like they don't have a
I,
countdown, which is
I
like,
just look at the clock before
no, I forget you have to look at the clock. So I would love a countdown. Zoom, if you're listening to my free subscription, please, please give me a countdown.
please improve
Uh,
your free service.
But anyway, so yeah, it's like when people want us to improve our free service, I'm like, but it's free right now. I'm just giving you free stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do struggle a little bit when they ask us to do something different with the freeness that we give them.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, sorry, no. But yeah, so I was doing my solo podcast and I'm like, oh, this one's short. Like this must be a 3-minute podcast. Like I felt like I had nothing to say. Nope, both of them over 10 minutes. I'm like, oh
Okay.
my goodness. Yeah, it's pretty good. Which I'm like, it just have to be like 5 to 10 minutes. It can be quick. It doesn't have to be long, but you just like get into the groove and you get into the conversation.
It's funny to record on your own, eh? Like I find I like tell them stories. Like I
Can
just like
we? It's like when I'm live, it definitely it spirals.
that's exactly it. Except there's no feedback coming back to you. So you just talk, 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 talk.
Spirals out of control. I don't even know what the title is by the end. And then I'm like, all right, okay, yeah. So let's go back to that. Oh my God, it's something. And I often get reflections out of talking. So like in the moment, reflections of like, man, I'm just thinking of that right now. And then so then it kind of like spirals and goes into deep Jose thoughts, which they get deep.
Deep. How are you enjoying fall so far, ma'am?
It's been good. I was at the masseuse or whatever we want to call him. We don't know what his title is. And he was saying that he loved that it was so progressive. And I was like, I'm not sure I agree, but at the same time, I agree. I know what he means. It's very progressive. Like it's 17 degrees today. Like it's not like it's like we went to like so cold, but it's the mornings. That's not progressive. But I see what he's saying. Like the weather's beautiful. It's sunny. It's not as depressing. It didn't go from like sunny and hot to like nothing.
And it's like today is beautiful, like beautiful blue sky, just happens to be cold. Okay, someone
Yeah.
sent me this because I was complaining about the weather and I think it's so funny. Welcome to Canada. Winter starts at 6 a.m. Spring is 10 a.m. Summer hits at 2 p.m. and fall should show up around 4:30-ish.
Oh my God.
Dress accordingly. I'm like, that is the funniest,
Yeah.
most
So
accurate
true.
thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely accurate. Accurate.
Adding that to
It's
the internet.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard sometimes. Especially with kids. Everything's harder with kids, but yeah, definitely dressing them is like something. Like Dia left with like a big jacket, but I'm like, yeah, it's 1 degree this morning. So yeah, you have to wear a jacket, but then it's like 17 this afternoon. And kids are hotter than we are. Like Dia can wear like a t-shirt and it's like 12. And I'm like, oh my God, I am freezing. She's like, yeah, sure.
I
She's
think
just
it's
like,
because they
they run
run
around.
around.
I know. And why are they running?
I,
Like, where are you going?
So Alfie has decided to participate in track and field.
Okay. So was it just the girls? And then
It was
he
just the
okay.
girls and he watched, but a lot of his friends were participating. So today is his first track meet.
Okay.
He's running 2 kilometers.
Okay. Why is that funny?
I
Tell them.
he just barely like walked. Like he's just like exhausted from standing. Like this is not his vibe at all.
I love how he like wants to try things, even if it's not his strength. You know what I mean?
So we'll see. He went to practice yesterday. He said he almost died.
What was practice? Running?
Yeah, I think they just like run around the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
When the kids said they
Interesting.
wanted to do track and field, and I was like, hey, like you guys haven't had any practice. Like, how do you know what to do? And anyways, we were in the car all together and I was going to Walmart. And I was like, Neil, give the kids a pep talk about like how to do track and field. So I come back in and he's like, so it's like eating ice cream. You can't go too hard too soon because it's going to hurt. You ease yourself in. And I was like, oh my gosh, only you could find a way to describe track and field like
Eating
ice
ice
cream.
cream.
But you're also right.
Yes. Don't go at it too hard to everyone.
It'll hurt.
Oh my, it'll hurt. Oh, I love it.
Anyway, so stay tuned for that.
Okay. Okay. I like this. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. So we are recording a little bit early because we have a couple weeks pretty busy. We're really excited to go to Tracadie. Like I can't wait for the report on Friday to know how, like where we're at with our tickets, and we haven't really pushed it, but we will. So right now, you guys, like if you're from that peninsula and you're listening to this, we're actually going to Tracadie and we're doing, I think what I'm most excited is to, yes, of course, meet people. And like, this is just so fun that there's so many people that want to come see us in that region. But I think it's more like the opportunities of this show that I'm like, this could trigger or kind of trigger a new show for us, something that
Yeah,
we can do every year.
it's totally different. Like it's totally different than what we've done before.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like something a little bit like when we did maybe like our virtual event, like in January with our members, ish to that vibe, you know?
Yes. But I think that like, yes, it's definitely more that vibe than Choose You. Absolutely. It's nothing like Choose You. P.S. everyone, Choose You. Mark your calendars. October 7th, 2023 at the Capitol Theater. Boo, 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 boo. I really wanted your birthday, October 14th. So I asked for that date, but they put someone else put a deposit. So I was like, she's like, what's the next date you want? I'm like, October 7th. I feel like it's good. I feel like it'll give us a time to be able to talk to people about our fall promo in September, and then be able to sell the tickets that last week, like the week before. Like we're really pumped. I'm hoping that'll be like we keep growing the sales of our event, because it's just it's a different type of content that we put out in the world.
I feel like that one we nailed so well, and
I know.
people who watched it virtually were like, I wish I was there. Like I really am hoping that this is the moment we can say we sold out the Capitol Theater.
I know, it was so close. It was so close. I think there was just like 100 tickets left at the end, but like, it was just like the back, the back of the balcony, which like, again, like you can see all the things from everywhere. So like, but I'm so happy that we can offer virtually. That like makes me so happy. Okay, wait. So there's that, but yeah, basically I think this show that we're doing in Tracadie is more bringing our message. It's almost closer to like, would you eat a donut a day? Like the purpose behind it is more like a piece of content that allows people to educate people and to help them stop dieting. So I think that's almost that piece that is missing.
And there's going to be calorie deficit pieces in there. There's going to be mindset pieces in there. There's going to be helping to create awareness around people around diet behaviors and thoughts
and language for sure. Yeah. So I want to it's like having those conversations that you should be having before you start a diet or a weight loss journey. The word diet has a bad rep, but really when you start wanting to lose weight, you change your diet, you change, you make some changes to your diet. But we don't make the changes that people think we should make, which is the broccoli and fish. I've been really thinking more about how we are different and why it's difficult to explain your weight loss. And it's really it's an experience, it's a message, it's a way of thinking. And therefore it allows people to change the way they behave, and then they get results. But it's a process. And so I think that's why it's so difficult. And people are like, why are the others not telling us this? And I'm like, it's just not the service they provide. So when you've joined someone or something that gives you a certain way to lose weight, whether it's counting points, counting calories, eating in a certain way, not eating in a certain way, just all of those things, those rules, or there was those things that you need to do, that's the service they provide you to help you lose weight. That's not the service we provide you to help you lose weight. So our service is just so different. And it's almost like a service that is not out there, you know? So, and they're like, well, why didn't they tell us about calorie deficit? I'm like, it's just not the service they provided.
It's a good way to put it, you know, because we're not saying like they're bad, don't do that.
No.
Actually, they're providing the exact service that you paid them to provide you. You know what I mean? Like they didn't trick you.
They did not trick you. They were very clear. They just made it, and they know that's what you want to hear. They like got you in a vulnerable state where they're like, we're going to make you melt. And you're like, yes, please make me melt in 2 minutes.
I was going to say, maybe they made it seem like it was sexy and easy.
Yeah, exactly. Because of course you won't have to like think about what you like. Actually, I was interviewed on a podcast. She had not done her research on what your weight loss was. And she was like, so I'm guessing that you give them all what they need, like what they need to eat and whatever, so that you can make it easier on them. And I'm like, absolutely the opposite of what we do. I was like, absolutely not. People need to choose what that is for themselves, you know? So we allow, you know, women often think that they need to be dictated how they should be living their lives in every friggin' aspect of their lives, how they should be, what kind of wife they should be, how much sex they should be having, how, you know, how they should be as a mom, what type of meals they should cook their families. Like everything about society tells women how to friggin' live their lives. And unless you're that woman that's like, never mind, like I am doing my way, you're against what society has like kind of put out for you. And we're disrupting that. That's what we're doing. I'm like, Alicia and we disrupt what people think that women should be doing, including how they should lose weight.
We are disruptors, aren't we?
We are just shaking that cage.
Oh, I'm so proud. Stirring the pot.
I love it. I just love it.
But yes, we are super excited to go and do that presentation and be in that community. Did you book our hotel yet?
Absolutely not. Oh my goodness.
What if it filled up? What if there's another?
I'm just laughing. I don't know. It's definitely not even on my to-do list today, but I can definitely add that. Why not?
Pick that scrap piece of paper.
Pick the hotel. Book Trakadi. I mean, it could wait till next week, but it's true that it's getting closer. It's getting closer. Okay. So, today, you guys, we want to talk about past mistakes we've made. I just like love this conversation. I think we've already done a podcast on this, but like, let's go. I think it's years ago. I think it was actually like in that first year. Remember when we used to go in a studio?
Man's basement.
Met a random.
Sounds sketchy,
but he was so nice. Oh my goodness.
So kind. Actually, he really got us started on podcasting.
Yes. He was the one where he said you should, because I was invited on their podcast and he's like, you should have your own podcast. You're amazing. And I was like, what? And then I was like, so scared of that whole thing. Remember, you and I both were like, it's not like we don't know anything about technology. So he offered to help.
And look at us now.
All we needed was Zoom.
All we needed. And like, we figured this out.
Okay. So when I say, Leash, what are some mistakes you've made? What comes to mind?
Okay. I wrote 3 down.
Oh, okay. I'll write things down while you speak.
Okay. So for sure, mistakes I've made in the past was not prioritizing my happiness along the way. So just absolutely going full diet mode, not even considering coexisting my life and weight loss. Like it was just like always for me, weight loss was like, I'm either losing weight or I'm gaining weight. Like there was never anything in between. And obviously that did not serve me. That I did that cycle for most of my adult life.
Yeah.
Do I keep talking?
You keep talking.
Okay. Next one, which literally I think I just ditched, is timelines.
Yes.
And even though obviously, you know, when you change the way you think or when you change even a massive habit, it happens gradually, guys. It happens over time. Like, let's say the habit I used to have of like going in my car in a drive-through and eating secretly, right? That used to be like a pretty ingrained habit. And then years go by and I drive by Mountain Road and I realize, wow, I didn't even have the urge or didn't even have the thought. So it's like over time. So obviously when I first started, I was really intense with timelines. And then gradually as the years went by, I wasn't as intense. But if I'm being truly honest with myself, probably this time last year, I was trying to create a calorie deficit, but also giving myself stupid timelines. Like, oh, by Winefest, you want to weigh this. By your birthday, you want to weigh this. By Christmas, you want to weigh this. And that was not, again, not serving me.
Okay, let's talk about two things you said. First, because I just remember the last one you just talked about. The other one I might forget, but it's the I want this by Winefest, I want this by Christmas or whatever. Like, let's have a conversation here as to why we keep doing that. Is because we think it motivates us. We literally think like it's caring for later, which we believe about caring for later, but not in the intentions of Winefest. You care for later because you're trying to create who you want to be, not you want to have a certain look for Winefest. But man, have we all done that? Like, we've all done that. And okay, now it reminds me of the other one I wanted to say was, why do we keep doing that? Like 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 10 weeks? Like, c'est pas notre faute, you guys. Everything we've ever joined had a timeline. So I think like everything you ever joined was like, I'm joining for 3 months. I'm joining for 6 weeks. I'm doing, like, everything I've ever joined was very much like it had a timeline, right? So I think that that's also one of the parts with Your Way Weight Loss. It's that it's a membership and it like really never ends. And so that's scary for people, Alicia. Like, that shit is like, what do you mean? Like, I just want to do 6 months and then it's over. And I'm like, yeah, it can be over. You can cancel anytime. But the goal here is for you, like 6 months is not enough for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And they're like, but what, 6 months? I can't lose 20 pounds. Oh, wait, is success just 20 pounds? Or like, there's other things we need to work on here. So I think that that's where timelines come from. It's like, just past diets have a timeline. So we've only known that to be it for weight loss.
And I think you're right that we think it's going to motivate us. Like we think, oh, wouldn't that be great? And it's like, yeah, sure. Maybe it would be great. But like, what about the 3 months of your life that you're going to live in between now and then? Wouldn't it be great if you were actually happy and enjoying your life in between, not for one night? Yeah. Right.
And I think that when we say this to people, it's like, don't have goals, don't have timelines. So they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know where to start. And I'm like, start with today and focus on who you want to be today. And that seems like it's not enough for people. Like, they're scared of that approach, that they're not going to get their goals. And I'm like, but I'm sorry, there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the adjective is, but like, for sure, you're not entitled, but you're not guaranteed. You are not guaranteed weight loss just because you said, I want to lose 10 pounds before a Winefest. The thing is, when you say these things, I want to lose 10 pounds before a Winefest, or I want to weigh this, there are chances that you are behaving in a way only to get that result for that date. That shit is not going to stick. That is not who you want to be. You're going to do things just for that. And that's what we want you to avoid.
And also potentially feel like you failed.
Yes, because you don't get to 10, but you got to 7.
Didn't. Like, again, define failure.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's go to one of my mistakes that I've made, or things that I wish that I would have, that I needed to work on. Defining success as weight loss. So I would define success as weight loss. I never occurred to me at what expense was the weight loss for, but I for sure made mistakes in the past where success was the number going down. And so I really had to redefine what success means in terms of this part of my life, like health journey, weight loss journey, just me being me. So that for sure is a thing. Redefining success. And that was actually our January event. Redefining success. It is time to redefine success, everyone. And that success cannot be only getting weight loss, because that comes at a consequence.
And that's, again, that's not our fault. Like, it's literally been, and you cringe to think of the days where people get on the scale and they lose weight and they get a sticker. Like, it's like that. What does that even mean? Like, what does that mean that you lost 2 pounds this week? Like, that does not mean success.
I know. That's
and again, people just haven't ever considered that it's possible to do this in a different way.
I know, to do this without the sticker, without the, yay, you lost 2 pounds. Like, you're just living your life, and that's the sticker.
Because every other time we've done it, it sucks so much that we need the sticker. We need the weight loss to keep going. Otherwise, there's nothing. When you hate what you're doing, when you're hungry, when you're deprived, when you're putting your genuine life on hold, when it's taking over your every thought, you need that reward. I don't need a reward on the scale because my reward is my day-to-day life.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's hard for people to understand that.
I know. We just keep showing them.
Yeah. Cute. So I did that presentation yesterday at the high school, and there was one student that was like in it, and he was like smart. Like he was like super into the presentation. And he's like, you should, because I told the class, I said, it is probably one of my biggest challenges as a business owner, is that what I sell is an experience, and it's not as sexy as like a physical transformation or a cream. Like it's literally something that people need to believe in the message. They need to trust me. They need to, and it's just so foreign to their minds. And so it's very difficult. It's like, you should tell them that shows vulnerability, that shows that whatever, and that they would maybe connect to that. I'm like, buddy, we show up. We tell them. We are very authentic. We are very honest with what we sell. And I'm like that. And that's why your weight loss does have the success it has. You know what I mean? Because it is a difficult business to get success, because you have to show up so much. And I'm like, and we keep showing up. I'm like, we're everywhere. We're telling them the same thing. Don't you worry. He's like, okay. I'm like, we just have to keep going. So cute.
That's so cute. Did you enjoy that?
I did enjoy that. He was talking about marketing, and I said to him, it's funny because they're all into like Dragon's Den, Facebook ads. And I'm like, that's all sexy. That's physical transformation. That's the sexy part of being an entrepreneur. It's like, I'll just go on Dragon's Den and then they'll just make me millions. Like, I'm like that's just like people wanting a meal plan and wanting the physical transformation. So like all the questions they asked me was all about like, how much money you make? Do you want to go on Dragon's Den? What is it? It's all like the sexy parts of being an entrepreneur. Not like, do you work 24/7? Do you sometimes fail at things and they don't work out? Do Facebook ads actually do something? So we talked about, would you eat a donut a day? Because that's a marketing piece, right? That is content. That was marketing. That was 100% marketing for your weight loss. And I said, that's something that lives on, and that was worth what we had to put in there because we have a message. So we needed to do an experience. We needed to do an experiment. That's our marketing. Just seeing a picture of Alicia and I is not marketing on Facebook ads. Like no one's going to join because of that. They need to understand who we are and what we do. So it's a little bit harder for marketing. So just like, it was good conversations about like what they think is like the fru fra fra, just like people think fru fra fra for weight loss. It's the same thing. It's a lot. I'm like, it's a lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, while I was on date night, I was talking to my husband about the questions you guys asked me. And he was like, see, you chose to work on your date night. And I was like, yes, because as an entrepreneur, you basically work everywhere. Like you know what I mean? You choose to talk about work because it's like your business. And like, anyways, it was very good conversations. They're so cute. Okay. What's your next piece?
Okay. My next piece is not starting to work on my body acceptance journey until like really late in the game, and just assuming that respecting my body, not necessarily loving my body, but respecting my body was going to come with a certain number. Like I really just thought once I got to my goal weight, like magic, I would respect every piece of my body.
Yeah, you would just like love every piece. And honestly, I'll say for me, when I got to a number I never thought I would get to, I loved every piece of my body for 5 minutes. And then you start picking it apart. It's like you love the new boyfriend until he chews gum. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so I really thought that, like, remember when I got to 149 and I was like, just taking all the naked pics, sending them to everyone I knew. Everyone I knew. I was like,
think
here's
you almost
my
got a
naked
billboard.
body.
I think you almost got a billboard.
Yeah. Josie got to 149. Look at her, is what I wanted the billboard to say. And then that got old. And then 145, and then 140, and then 135. It was like, it's almost like it was just, you just start picking yourself apart. So if you don't work on respecting what your body can do and the life you're living behind that number, it just becomes a numbers game. So that's actually very common to mine.
You get on that hamster wheel of just, oh, and you guys can apply that to all areas of your life. I
Mhm.
see people on this hamster wheel, they're like, oh, got to get that new car, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. And they're just like waiting for that next magical thing to happen. And they're just
Mhm.
on that wheel, always spinning their wheels.
So if you're on that wheel, like I'm on that wheel as like career wise, like I'm on that wheel, and I said to myself, like, I need to redefine what success is. So if you always feel disappointed, and I opened up to one of our, because I just did a live on when you're jealous of someone else's transformation, and talking about those conversations, it's important, because to think like don't feel that way is not good enough. Like, it's happening. This is how I feel.
That's Neil's advice.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of, well, Jeff as well, he's very rational, right? He's like, just like, this is ridiculous. But when you have an emotion, even if it's an emotion you should not have, it's important to acknowledge it so that you can have a rational reaction to your emotion. So the emotion is going to happen no matter what. You don't have control over getting the emotion. It's happening. It's like your body's like feeling it, but it is your job and responsibility to rationally react to it. And so I think that to know that you're not appreciative or grateful is when you have a lot of feelings of disappointment. So disappointment on your body, disappointment on your number, disappointment on your journey. So how to attack that, or where to start, is really redefining, because your disappointment comes from your definition of success. So like, for example, my definition of success, apparently I'm not hitting that because I'm always disappointed career-wise. So that's me saying, okay, why do I feel this way? I don't feel like I'm getting success. What is success? Because tons of people would say you're successful. So like, clearly, like, tons of people say you look great. Why aren't you saying you look great? So it really is all on you and redefining success for yourself. I actually wrote kind of the same thing for me. It was like look focused, very look focused, which is the same thing, not appreciating your body, not really thinking about the life you're living, just all about looks, which is quite kind of the same idea of what you just said about body acceptance, very look focused was definitely one of my things.
And I think that all of these things that we're listing are probably things that most people that are currently on a weight loss journey are currently doing or experiencing or thinking, or maybe they've pushed past it like we have. So I think that everyone can really connect to this. And I'm sorry, this is one of the reasons why I think we are an amazing people to help people lose weight, because we have done it ourselves and we have experienced it and we've had those thoughts and we went through the diet industry ourselves. We did diety things.
Yeah.
And now we're like on the other side and we're just like, hey, look over here. Like, it's pretty awesome over here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And actually, same thing. One of the questions was like, what inspired you to start your business? And I was like, literally experience. So experiencing the diet industry and recognizing that I didn't fit that mold was the reason what inspired me to start a business. And a lot of people could definitely relate to that. Like, when people like come up with products or come up with, it's because they felt like there was space for their passion and their idea. And so that was my thing. It was like, literally, I did not fit the mold of the diet industry. It just didn't make sense to me. I didn't feel like that was okay. And so that was like what triggered this whole like way of doing things. The last thing that I do want to talk about though is scarcity mindset of life experiences. Like, I had more work to do than you, I say, on that. Like, we kind of had our own like strengths when it came to things, you guys, Alicia and I. But for me, that was it. Like, I was the person that said no to all the things, vacations, things that I wanted to say yes to, because I'm chasing a look, I'm chasing a number, and that always took priority over living life experiences. So I kind of had scarcity mindset over, I can't do both. They can't coexist. You have to, I would say things like, you have to sacrifice your life if you want to look like this. And I chose the look over the life until I'm like, I don't want to live life this way anymore. Let's chase the life with all the knowledge and experience I have. And look at me now, just living both things. So like, it just, I needed to trust calorie deficit. I needed to trust that I could eat at night and I can eat carbs and I can eat out and that I have full control. But there was a lot of trauma. Sometimes I don't talk about that a lot, but there was a lot of like trauma from the diet industry.
And do you know what? That was also paired for you with the way you used to eat on the weekend, because you're right. You couldn't coexist at that point in your journey. You couldn't coexist the way you used to eat on the weekend and going for lunch on a Wednesday and maintaining your weight. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was all kind of had to like shift, and like now you're rocking it.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely, Alicia's right. But why was I eating that way on the weekend, Leash? Because of all the diet years of being told, you know, deprivation during the week, this is what your week needs to look like. This is what your weekend needs to look like. So it wasn't even like, this is what you need to eat during the week. It's just, this is how you should feel during the week. And this is what you should be doing on the weekend. So I would never allow anyone to tell me what to eat. You guys know how strongly I feel about that. But I did, however, need to heal so much noise about weekdays and weekends. That was a big one for me.
It really was.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Really
this was a great conversation. And like Alicia said, probably most of you listening to this are like, shit, I'm doing all these things. You know, I feel like success is weight loss. I feel like I'm very look focused. I'm really chasing a look. I am afraid to say yes to go out on a Friday night or on a Tuesday at lunch. And the thing is, what we do is create awareness. That's what we do. That's what the program is. So when we go live, Alicia and I, you might be thinking, what the heck can you guys talk about? Like, because it's calorie deficit. No. We have conversations to create awareness and trigger your own self-reflections. That is the whole program, because we help people do self-work. That's what we do.
And also, don't feel like you're bad or you shouldn't be doing these things or having these emotions. That's not our intention at all. Our intention is just to create awareness around some of your potential thoughts and behaviors. And it's really up to you to maybe start working towards thinking a different way. And it takes time. So just maybe, challenge your own thoughts in a rational way.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're thinking that is the service we provide.
Yep.
That is the service we provide at Your Weight Loss. Okay, everyone, we challenge people's thinking and it allows them to act in a way that makes them happy. That's basically it.
This was very serious.
I know. Okay. So have a great day, everyone. We love you. Do you want to take a pic, Leash? I feel like we look like, I feel like we need to take a pic right now. It's like in this moment, I don't want to forget.
Ready?
Okay, everyone. Love you. Appreciate you. Go check out our links so you can sign up for our email subscriber, even join Your Weight Loss, or see if there's anything special waiting for you in our link tree. Okay, bye.